This possibly could be huge. With the NBA draft on the horizon, the Memphis Grizzlies have a chance to take their secret weapon with the 16th pick in this year's draft. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Grizzlies Digest. I'm Tristan Harlan, back with you for another episode to talk about the Grizzlies and talk about what they should do with the 16th pick. Now, a lot of people have said that there's multiple different people they would love to see the Grizzlies take, that you can't go wrong with such player or that player or trading the pick away to get a better asset, whatever. But there's a lot of stuff to dive into. A lot of stuff to dive into today. And before we begin, I want to remind everybody that 95.6% of you are not subscribed and only 4.4% of you are. Now, if you like what you hear, like what you see, like to talk about our favorite team, the Memphis Grizzlies, make sure you're clicking that red subscribe button. Because, ladies and gentlemen, say it with me now, it's everybody's favorite price, free 99. So, yeah, basically the 16th pick, the draft's on the horizon. Tomorrow's the first round. What can the Grizzlies do? Well, there's a couple names that are floating around the mock drafts where different people are wanting this player to go there, that player to go there, this player, if he falls here, then he'll be the star, such and such. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to dive in, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion, my honest takes about where the Grizzlies should go with the 16th pick. Now, we first begin with someone I'm very, very high on, Cedric Coward from Washington State. Of course, he was going to commit to Duke, but after his showing in the NBA Combine, it impressed scouts so much that he's a lock for the first round. Of course, you see his stats there, 17.7 points, 7 rebounds, about 4 assists, and shooting just shy of 56% from the field. Now, this guy is someone I'm super, super high on. If he falls to the Grizzlies, then I think this is the guy. Once he learns some stuff from Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, he will be a star in the NBA. Now, of course, Jaden Wells, we already know his story, how he's going to be coming back, possibly playing a small forward role with the Grizzlies. So, where can Coward fit in? Well, let me tell you, this guy, looking at his combine stuff, I've got it written down because I was watching some of his tape before I came on here to talk with you guys. But, of course, without shoes, he's 6'5". Now, if that height sounds familiar, it's the same height as Desmond Bane is. Not comparing the two players, but I'm just saying for reference, that's how tall he is. He led the guards at the combine, standing reach with 8 foot 10 inches and a wingspan of 7 foot 2 inches and 2.25 inches. Of course, shot 76.6% off dribble, 72% in spot up. From the top, he shot 68. From the side, he shot 60. And he shot 90% of his free throw. Now, a lot of people are saying, when I say that, I mean a lot of people that are doing these mock drafts like CBS Sports, ESPN, The Athletic, New York Times, stuff like that. A lot of people are saying that he's going to go to the Spurs. He's going to fall, I think, 2 picks ahead of the Grizzlies at 14 to the Spurs. But right now, where it sits, the Spurs could take anybody. And I'm not going to dive into the Spurs because this is not the Spurs Digest. This is the Grizzlies Digest. And here at the Grizzlies Digest, we do not like the Spurs. Because if you're an OG fan, you know the rivalry. You know the good games we had back in the day when Marc Gasol was still in the squad and Zebo and Mike Conley and stuff, people like that. So, another guy that a lot of people are thinking will possibly fall to the Grizzlies for sure is going to be Liam McNeeley. Now, Liam McNeeley shot 14.5 points, 6 rebounds, shot 38.1% from the field goal line. He is a freshman, 6'7", 210 from Richardson, Texas. That man has got some height. Now, there's a lot of people that think this guy has the potential to be the wing the Grizzlies need. Now, don't take my word for it. Of course, we have the saying, the quote here. He had an impactful freshman season for UConn, but his role wasn't just actualized on what he's capable of doing. NBA teams love him, his competitiveness and his character. There's a belief that once a team gets him into the right role, you'll see the jumper get back to the elite level it was in high school. Now, here's the thing about a lot of these players. They were dogs in high school. They may have been dogs in college, but the bigger school you get, the smaller fish you are in a bigger pond, so to speak. So, I love the pickup for the Grizzlies here. I'm not as sold on him as I am for Coward, but if he comes in, makes an impact, and he fills in that 3 spot that the Grizzlies have desperately needed for a long time, then who knows? Possibly down the road, he's that missing franchise cornerstone piece to rock with Jaren and Ja. Personally, I wouldn't be mad at it, don't get me wrong, but it's not the guy I want. I want Coward. I want the guy from Washington State and Duke. I don't even know if you consider him a Duke. Consider him from Duke because he didn't even really play there. He committed there, then went to the Combine. So, when looking at both these players now, again, dealer's choice, so to speak, but I'm more sold with Coward just because of his ability to shoot. I saw some of his tape. Guy's got an electric arm. If he pokes that ball away, he's on the opposite end slamming it home. But some more names that a lot of players were saying, or a lot of reporters were saying could possibly fall to the Grizzlies is Colin Murray Boyles. Now, 6'7" sophomore from South Carolina. They're thinking, I personally think this guy's going to go top 10, possibly right inside that lottery spot, so the Grizzlies won't be able to necessarily pick him up, but I would not be mad at it. A forward is what we needed. I've been saying that for a minute now, especially with some moves the Grizzlies are possibly going to be making after the draft, possibly inside the draft. But you see a stat, 16.8 points, 8.3 rebounds, 2.4 assists, and just shooting below 59% from the field. Now, the Grizzlies have 2 second-round picks, so we're going to get into that just for a little bit. Of course, I'm high on Norchad Omier from Baylor, also from Miami, also from Arkansas State. Norchad Omier, he has what it takes to be a dynamic force on an offense, on a defense, at the NBA level. Now, for those of you that haven't watched his tape, I highly recommend going to YouTube and typing in Norchad Omier highlights, because this guy, not only is he tall, not only is he, pretty well built, but this guy, he could slam home a basketball to you and possibly bring down a goal with the amount of power that he has. Now, how that's going to translate to the NBA level, not sure, because he's not high on the prospect list like I thought he would be coming out of Arkansas State when he initially transferred to Miami after Coach Bellotto was fired. Fun fact, there it is of the day. Coach Bellotto, Mike Bellotto, was at Arkansas State, got fired. That led to Norchad Omier entering the portal after he said he was going to stay. There's a lot of descriptions there that I'm missing out on, but for the short story, Coach Bellotto recruited Norchad from Nicaragua, came over here, dominated in the Sun Belt, then left to Miami. Then Coach Bellotto, of course, went on to pursue other opportunities within the college basketball game. Now, anyways, back to our point about the draft for the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, what the Grizzlies do not need to do is take a power forward or a center. I would highly suggest taking a possible 3 or even a 2, but with the way the free agent market is looking right now, possibly getting a cheap center or trading some assets away and getting a known center, a center that's established and not, you don't have to build him up, and you could put him in the lineup with Zach Edey being out, and you don't have to rely on Jay Huff. You can get somebody in there. Now, personally, I know this isn't a trade video, this is more of a draft video, but trades happen during draft night. I wouldn't be mad at Jalen Duran coming to the Memphis Grizzlies from Detroit. Again, I'm not going to get into specifics there. Just throwing that out there for you guys to kind of simmer in. But back to the draft, they have 2 picks in the second round. Now, a lot of people are just saying, hey, they're going to pick guards, go out of there. But the biggest thing is, the Grizzlies are cursed when it comes to the draft. Of course, I'm talking about guys when they took guys. Excuse me, sorry, my nose is running for whatever reason. But they've chose guys like Wade Baldwin IV out of Vanderbilt. He didn't pan out to be anything. They drafted Hasheem Thabeet in 2009 with the 2nd overall pick over guys like James Harden, Steph Curry, Tyreek Evans, and the list goes on. Of course, Desmond Bane was a draft day trade with Boston. Same with Pau Gasol. He was a draft day trade with Atlanta. But the Grizzlies are notorious for taking bad picks inside the first round of the NBA draft. Personally, I think they hit a home run with Zach Edey last year. Of course, you saw the grades and everything that insiders gave. They gave it a C, they gave it a D, but personally, I thought it was a B at best. We've seen how he proved himself this season in his rookie campaign. But moving forward, I want to talk about some more players that possibly could fall to the Grizzlies if Cedric is not there anymore. Asa Newell from Georgia. Now, this is a guy that is on a lot of big boards. He's top 5. But 6'11" freshman, 15.4 points, 6.9 rebounds, just shy of 1 assist, and of course you see the field goal numbers there. Now, SEC basketball and SEC football are two different things, ladies and gentlemen. Some players come from the SEC and they're dominant. Anthony Edwards, I'm looking at you. He played at Georgia. Shaquille O'Neal, I'm looking at you. He played at LSU. And there's been a host of players that have come and they've played in the SEC. They've done well, such on and so forth. Now, again, right now for the Grizzlies, I don't think they need to take the chance on a freshman or sophomore coming into this draft unless it's McNeeley. Now, if it's McNeeley, I understand taking the chance on him, but I personally and honestly and humbly think the Grizzlies need to take an established star that's older, that has a little bit of veteran experience in the college game coming into the NBA, that can learn, that's coachable, that's teachable, because a lot of these guys that come into the league that are super young, they think they're the next best thing. They think they're the next Michael Jordan, the next LeBron James, the next Kobe Bryant, whatever, so on and so forth. And that's fine, but when these guys are not coachable and they're not listening and they're not good teammates, that's where we see draft day bust. Wade Baldwin, I'm looking at you. But I just personally think with how the Grizzlies roster is structured right now, the best bet is taking Cedric Coward from Washington State. He can shoot the ball. He can dunk the ball. He's a great teammate. Now, if he's gone, McNeely's there. He's an option. I don't know about younger guys. Now, of course, younger guys, they have a longer lifespan in the NBA career-wise, but I'm just not sold on him. Now, again, that's just me. I'm sure people out there love him. I'm sure UConn fans are fans of him, love him, whatever. But for me, from what I have seen, I don't want McNeeley. Now, 5 years down the line, I could be eating my foot, and McNeeley could be an all-star, could be a superstar in 5 years' time. But the fact of the matter is this: is that the Grizzlies have a chance to hit a home run of this draft. Now, there's no guarantee superstar after the first pick, because we all know Cooper Flag's going to Dallas. I mean, everybody knows that. It's kind of understood at this point. It's kind of the worst kept secret in the NBA. But outside of that, there's no big star. There's no big star that could fall, kind of like we've seen over the years, where guys have fallen and teams have picked them up and they've become reliable options. They haven't become superstars, haven't become legends, GOATs. They've become great all-stars and reliable options. They've had a long career, and they go on to have success after basketball. But nonetheless, what I want to also get out of this is that if Cedric is picked by the Grizzlies, Cedric Coward that is, you're looking at a possible lineup in the Summer League with G.G. Jackson, Jaden Wells, if he's healthy, Cedric Coward. Those three right there are dangerous. Now, of course, everybody saw the rumors and stuff on social media where Kenneth Lofton was posting pictures in the Grizzlies locker room, and everybody thought he was coming back for the Summer League because he dominated overseas, came back. Now he's possibly signing a Summer League deal with the Grizzlies. I would love to have Lofton back. I was a big fan of him when he was originally here. Hated to see him go. But nonetheless, the draft's tomorrow. Be sure to keep a lookout on YouTube, Grizzlies Digest. Once the pick's made, I plan on getting a video out here. I plan on talking to you guys about the pick and where they can go from here. But if you just want to get my immediate reaction, make sure you're following me on Twitter at Tristan_Harlan. Now, I know sometimes people don't like people plugging their Twitters, but if the draft goes long or something huge happens and you want to know my immediate reaction, check Twitter. Check X, because that's the first place I'm going to post. I'm going to work on a video, post on X, same deal. But hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Grizzlies Digest. Next time we talk, we'll be talking about the first round picks, some reactions, some overreactions, some underreactions. But make sure you guys are clicking that subscribe button. 95.6% of you guys are not subscribed. And if you like what you hear, like what you see, want to talk more Memphis Grizzlies, clicking that red subscribe button is the number one way to make sure you're in the loop and not missing out on anything. Because, hey, once again, say it with me now, it's everybody's favorite price, free 99. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Grizzlies Digest. Once again, I'm Tristan Harlan saying so long and goodbye. We'll see you guys again after the 16th pick has been made.